Chef from Smith's, and today I'm going to be making a favorite dessert of mine. This is something I love to get at a certain theme park. It's my favorite thing to get there. It's a churro. Now, if you've ever had a churro before, they're those delicious pastries that are deep fried and have cinnamon sugar, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Perfect dessert, I think, and they're super easy to make. Don't be intimidated at all. We're gonna show you how right now. So let's get it right into it. Okay, so churros are made with a dough that's French. It's called pâte à choux, or a pastry chef would call it choux dough. Not foot choux, but it's a different kind. Either way, let's get right into it. So in this bowl, actually in this pan over here, I'm gonna start it. Let's get some hot water in there, and then I'm gonna put some butter. Really, this dough is just butter, water, egg, and flour, basically. And then we're gonna season it with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. Now, I'm gonna take that and bring that to a boil. And once that comes to a boil, then's when the fun happens. And that I have over here. Okay, so once it comes to a boil, then you take your flour and you're gonna just drop right in there. Drop it in there carefully because it'll kind of steam up on you, as you can see we have here. But once you get it in there, just start stirring it. And don't be worried if it doesn't look right or if you don't think you're doing a good job. Basically, you're just trying to bring this together. It takes probably about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds to really bring this dough together. Just keep stirring until you don't see any more white flour, basically, and it turns into almost like mashed potatoes or like just some sort of dough. It really should just become a dough, and that's what it does. Once you get it to that point, it doesn't take long. I'm gonna turn that heat off, but then you transfer that to a bowl, which is what I have here. So there's our dough that's waiting for us, but it's not done yet. We need to add an egg, and what the egg does is what helps it to kind of puff when you cook it. So once you do that, you put it in the bowl for about 5 minutes or so. You want it to kind of cool off just a little bit, because if I were to just add an egg to the hot dough, the egg would just scramble, and we don't want that. So once we get it to this point, we are gonna drop our egg in there, and then I'm just gonna use my hand mixer and just start to mix it. And don't lose it out of the bowl. But basically, you just wanna use your hand mixer until it comes together. Now, it might look slimy, it may look a little bit weird, but eventually it's gonna come together. I should have used a larger bowl because it's getting everywhere. That's okay, so make sure to learn from my mistakes and use a larger bowl when you do this so you don't make such a big mess. But it will come together, and once it does, then we're gonna put it into a pastry bag. I'll show you that on the next segment, and then I'll show you how we cook them. It's super easy. So we'll be back in a few minutes. I'll show you how to finish churros. So we'll see you in a bit, guys.